Hey, good evening, Cub Scouts. So we talked about Whittling Chip Part 1 just about a year ago, so we're going to finish up with Part 2 tonight with Cub Master Bing. Hey guys, so it's Cub Master Bing here. Tonight I want to talk about Whittling Chip Part 2. So we're going to refresh a little bit about our knives and our safety and how they are tools, not toys. I'm going to show you a couple different kinds of knives that I have and one that my Arrow of Light Scout here at home uses. And then I'm going to show you a easy kind of soap to use to help you make the carving. And so we'll get to that here in a second. So firstly, let's talk about different kinds of knives. Alright guys, so first thing we're going to talk about is we got two main kinds of knives, alright? So you have one with a serrated blade on them where it has the little edges cut into it and then the smooth portion of the blade, right? And then you have just a standard smooth edge blade, right? So these are two knives that I have. I carry one that's serrated and one that's not serrated, depending on the day and what I'm doing that day. So that's just how Cub Master Bing carries, right? So like I said, our Arrow of Light Scout, his din leader from Weeblo's going to Arrow of Light at crossover this year, and gave them small knives, small pocket knives. They look like this, right? And she put their names on the back of them, and so they have a couple of different functions. So there is a small knife blade right here, just a smooth knife blade. And then it has a small file with a flat tip on it, right? You can put that away, and then it has a toothpick and a pair of tweezers, which most people don't realize that actually is supposed to be a reusable toothpick, right? And then they all come with a pair of tweezers, which come in this side here, right? So just little metal tweezers, all right? So I think that's great. I think this is awesome. We kind of worked forward as we started with a multi-tool, right? So he got a small multi-tool kind of like this, you know, has lots of different attachments inside of it. And it did have a regular knife blade on it, right? And it also had a small serrated blade, or the one with the little notches on it, okay? And so he's kind of gotten that responsibility. So we talked about those different knives. So we have our safety circle set up, you know, right here I have a wall about 2 feet behind me that can reach back a touch. I have a wall right here as well. There's no one to my left and no one in front of me except for you guys that are in the camera. So let's talk about sharpening our knives. So obviously we're not going to clean our knives with water. We're going to keep them clean, right? Keep them nice and pretty. As you can see, this one's been well taken care of over the years. It's still nice. It's getting a little worn on the handle design, but it is a very good knife, very trusty knife, and I like this knife a lot. So I have a friendly, my sharpener buddy here. What I like to do with this is it has two spots. It has a coarse side and a fine side to sharpen, right? And so about once a week, if I've used my knife, because I don't always use it, but I would take it, right? And I'll hold my sharpener and keep my fingers out of the way here, right? And I'll place my blade in the coarse side. And I'm not going to move the knife itself. I'm actually going to move the sharpener. 1, 2, right? And it's all it takes with these guys because I do keep take good care of them. 1 and 2. All right. So there we go. So now our knife is nice and sharp. And so like I said at the beginning, I'm going to use oatmeal soap. I like oatmeal soap because it's very easy. And if you do, you know, tear it up, it doesn't necessarily fall apart like some soaps do. But for your whittling chip and also for bear claws, for my bear scouts, you have to do a whittling. And we've done some whittlings before. You know, they were kind of cool. So there's all kinds of ways you can use it. So I'm actually going to put this knife away. So we're going to depress the lock on the back, right? To unlock the blade, okay? And using the palm of our hand, we're going to close that blade and keep our fingers out of the way there so that we can put it away safely. All right, so, all right, that's how we open them safely. All right, so we have, now we talk about it a lot. We say, hey, don't carve towards yourself, don't cut towards yourself, but what does that really mean? So we're not gonna turn the knife towards us and bring it this way. That's not safe at all, okay? If something slips, you could slip and accidentally hurt yourself, right? So we're gonna take it, and this is why you have your safety circle in front of you, and you're just gonna take it in slow, steady, easy pieces, right? And so what I like to do is I like to have my scouts gather up their soap shavings as they carve, right? And what they do is we actually take those soap shavings and reuse them for different things later on because after all, a scout is thrifty, right? So our scouts get through their soap savings, and you can do this with, I've heard of other leaders using paper clips. I've heard of other leaders using popsicle sticks, right, to let you carve with, or using a plastic knife like you might use on a picnic, right? And those are all great ideas, especially because, you know, they're easy and simple, and not everybody has the means to clean their knife, right? They're at a scout meeting, but since I'm at home, I'll clean my knife after we're done here. So we're just gonna carve this real quick. And something that you need to know about carving is how to carve. We're not taking big chunks, right? I'm not gonna go into it and try and cut a big chunk out of it. Even though I want to take a lot of soap off for my design, whether it's a stick or a piece of soap or whatever I'm carving on, right? Like this, I want to take it little pieces at a time, right? So we're just gonna take little shavings, okay? And we're gonna attack a little piece at a time. And what I mean by attack is maybe I want to turn this into a fish. I went fishing today with the kids, so we got some fishing, had some good fun with that. But maybe I want to turn this into a fish. Well, you know, my basic plan is, okay, well, here's my tail. My tail's gonna be down here, and the body of my fish is up here. But I don't want to just try and carve all of that out at once. I want to take it a little bit at a time. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm just gonna carve in here, right? And I know that my tail has to stick out a little bit, so I'm gonna carve it down, right? Kind of like that, okay? And then I'm just gonna take this, and I want it to be smooth right there, and so I'm gonna cut into it, okay? And kind of use my blade to cut my little edge like that, right? So, yeah, I like it. I like carving. Carving's a good pastime, right? Carving can mean a whole lot of different things. It has different meanings. So, you know, there's a bunch of different ways you could do it. Like I said, you know, I'm gonna carve myself here, see if we can get kind of a fish shape going on here, and then we'll show you guys the finished product, talk a little more about safety, and we'll get you guys on our way, okay? Well, my fish broke. I had some issues with it, but you can kind of see his shape there, right? His fin up here, his dorsal fin kind of broke off, and his front of his face didn't come out quite like I wanted it, but it's still a work in progress. But hey guys, carving's art. It's what you think, it's how you think about it, how you feel about it, right? And it's what you think it should look like and what you say it is. All right, so have some fun, carve away, make sure there's an adult present, right? Remember first aid and safety. Have some fun, man. Summer, so it can be hot. Maybe you're stuck inside, or maybe you're at a scout meeting and you just don't have anything to do. Talk to your den leaders, knock out some cool carving stuff, right? So yeah, this is Cub Master Ben. I'll see you guys next week. We actually have Twilight Camp coming up, so I'm really excited to bring you some of that this coming weekend. And I think that's it, man. So from Cub Master Ben, I'll check you guys later. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you watch the videos, guys. Get the word out there. We'll see you guys next week. Cub Master Ben.